Guys, it's me. It's Queen Said Haru. And thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. All right, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who may enjoy it. That's how our channels grow here on YouTube. Likewise, it encourages the algorithm to continue to promote our work. So it's helpful to us all. Thank you. Likewise, tomorrow is 6/16/19. So I'm meeting you guys here for a live discussion at 2 p.m. Eastern. I read pages 11 to 18 in the book Being Me, Loving You by Marshall Rosenberg. So if you have the book, read up to page 18 because that's what we're going to be talking about, the nonviolent communication technique. This is great for Aquarius or anybody who wants to communicate better in a more empathetic kind of way. Okay? All right, guys, let's talk about today's question. Today's question is, why are people so curious and intrigued by Aquarius? A lot of Aquarius ask me this question all the time. They're like, Queen, straight up, it's always somebody with my name in their mouth. It's always somebody curious about me. It's always somebody checking for me, asking about me, asking me about me. It's always somebody in my face. Why are people so intrigued and curious about Aquarius? And the truth is this is something I've experienced too. I think a lot of Aquarius experience this. And it's very true. I know all of us don't because some of us are more, more quiet, more to ourselves. It depends on the situation. But a lot of us experience this. Every arena I go into, all eyes on this. Even when I don't say nothing, even when I'm trying to be incognito, that seems to make it worse. So I'm going to tell you the 10 reasons why that I came up with, because over the years I've been talking to people about this, and I came up with a list that makes sense to me. So the number one reason why people stated to me, they said that Aquarius are mysterious. They said that most people are one-dimensional and kind of easy to figure out. They have pretty basic instincts, basic needs, basic desires, and they said that the stuff they talk about is pretty basic. It's like TV, mainstream, stuff that everybody else is talking about, everybody else is experiencing. And they said with Aquarius, you get some of that, but you also get stuff you've never even heard of or even considered before. And they said that because the Aquarius doesn't tell you everything, that it makes them very mysterious. They stick to themselves. A lot of us keep our business to ourselves. And they said that this makes people wonder about you, wonder what's really going on. So a lot of people told me they're intrigued or curious because we're mysterious. Number two, a lot of people are intrigued with Aquarius because we're intelligent. A lot of us are smart. Not all of us, of course, but a lot of us are really smart. A lot of us are like really book smart, and some of us are book and or street smart. So a lot of us have a lot to say because we've read a lot of books, we've watched a lot of videos, we've consumed a lot of information, and a lot of us are teachers, either by profession or just naturally. I've been teaching people things since I was like 3. I remember going to preschool and coming back and teaching my friends what I learned at school because I found out pretty quickly that we weren't learning the same things. I was in private school, they were in public school, and I found out very quickly that I was learning things at a faster rate than they were. So I would come home from school and teach them the things I learned in school that day. And I'm still, as an older woman, still teaching, still telling people stuff. I teach literally. I teach English classes. I teach spirituality classes. So I've always been doing that. So many of us are really intelligent. So it's intriguing to other people to hear about some of the stuff that we have to talk about. So that part is kind of cool. Many Aquarius are very sexual. So number 3 is sexual. Some people become intrigued with us because they enjoy having sex with us, or because they enjoy being sexual, intimate, whatever the case is with us. Of course, it's not everybody because I have met some very rigid Aquarius, some who are had their moon must have been something. I'm thinking Earth or something like that, because I've met some who are very sexually rigid. But most Aquarius are not. Most Aquarius are very sexual, uninhibited, and we're open in that way. When we're comfortable with somebody, we like to explore, we like to experiment. So a lot of times I think that it might just be a sexual connection with some people. 4, Aquarius like to travel. So some people like to hear our stories. When I tell my stories about traveling to Europe or Africa or South America or Central America or wherever I've been, some people like to hear stories about travel. They may have never traveled themselves, they may never even intend to, but they might like to hear the stories about faraway lands, So some people are intrigued by our stories and our travels, and places that we've been. Some people are intrigued, number 5, because we're entertaining. My brother is a Leo, and he always says that when I walk in, the party walks in. And when I walk out, the party walks out. He always teases me about that, because he's always like, you set it off. It's like you walk in and set it off. And I'm like, I didn't come to hang with y'all not to do nothing. I came to hang, I could have stayed home and chill. Let's go. So he always teases me about that. So some people are curious and intrigued about Aquarius because we're entertaining. We show up and here comes the fun. Some people, number 6, are intrigued because Aquarius give good advice. Some of us give really good advice because we're intelligent and we've had a lot of wisdom from making mistakes, from living so long. So some of us give really good advice. When I give you guys advice, I'm giving you advice, stuff not that I think, but stuff that I know, what I've lived, what I've witnessed, what people have brought to me in readings and conversations. I don't just come at you, with what I think or what I made up or some opinions, unless it's one of my theories. But most of the time, it's stuff that I have experienced, and that makes great advice. Next, Aquarius are rebellious. Everybody loves a rebel. Everybody loves a rebel. Think about Fonzie. For those of you who are old enough, I'm dating myself with this one, but there used to be a show called Happy Days, and everybody's favorite person was Fonzie. Who was Fonzie? The rebel. He was the rebel who always had his thumb up, and he had a leather jacket on, and he was riding a motorcycle. That's Aquarius. So people like that rebellious, rebel without a cause kind of nature. It's better when you're a rebel with a cause. But anyway, that rebellious kind of nature. So some people think it's sexy or attractive and appealing. It adds to the allure. Then they become intrigued with the Aquarius, The next one is eccentric. Most Aquarius are eccentric. I have not met too many Aquarius who aren't eccentric. And what I mean by eccentric is that we do things that other people may seem that are unusual. Like I walk around with my crowns on sometimes. Just before I taped this video, I was standing here, and right here you can't see there's a big bay window. So I was standing in the window fanning myself because it's hot. And this guy was walking past, and he's looking at me like, why she got a crown on? So it's those kind of eccentric kind of things that people are curious about, Likewise, we have a tendency to like things that other people don't have, like jewelry. We have a tendency to wear strange and unusual jewelry, listening to unusual music. One of my favorite songs right now is a song from a movie, and it's from like Morocco or something like that, But we're always listening to things or wearing things or doing things that other people don't necessarily do. I've come to find that most people are pretty average. They're pretty normal, and they have the same, they do the same things, they watch the same things, they wear when they do have on jewelry, they wear little small little things, very classic, very classy, that kind of thing. And Aquarius just breaks out that box, and we just grab and do what we're into, The other day I bought this pocketbook. And I laughed to myself when I bought the pocketbook because I was like, this is really some Aquarius shit. Let me show you this pocketbook. is Princess Jasmine. And that is some Aquarius shit. To walk around with a Princess Jasmine bag. And I'm not talking about at Disney, I'm talking about just chilling, And they have the line that I like, the line that this bag came from is called Danielle Nicole. You saw another bag I had from that line. It was the genie's hand from Aladdin, the same movie. So I've been collecting unusually shaped bags. I've seen those. I've seen some shaped like ice cream sandwiches. I've seen some shaped like ice cream cones. I saw one the other day shaped like a potion bottle. And I've been seeing them, at different places. And I'm like, ooh, these are so cute. So I've been into collecting and looking at these bags. And I'm like, that's some real Aquarius shit, some really eccentric, unusual, kind of thing that the average person is not walking around with, And it's not because I want to be eccentric and unusual, but because I love them. I think they're so freaking cute. Likewise, Aquarius are creative, which goes along with eccentric. We're very creative. We like creative things. We like colors and we like doing creative things like videos and writing and painting and dramatic arts and dancing and things like that. These things are all intriguing and interesting things. Like I said before, the average person is just average. They go to work, they come home, they pay their bills, they eat dinner, they watch TV, they go to bed. Repeat. So Aquarius aren't usually like that. We usually have all these interesting things that we're into, and we go to Renaissance fairs, and we like going to theme parks, and we like that kind of stuff. So a lot of Aquarius are interesting because of that. And the last reason is because a lot of people find us interesting to talk to. Because of all the reasons I stated, we have interesting conversations. So when you talk to an Aquarius, it's not just what you doing, nothing. What you doing, nothing. What you getting ready to do? I'm getting ready to eat. What about you? I just got finished eating. What you gonna do next? Oh, I'm going back to work. That's not Aquarius at all. Aquarius is like, what you doing? Oh, well, I'm getting ready to finished writing a couple chapters in my book, and I spent the morning, drinking frozen daiquiris and sitting in a hot tub, with my neighbor who's an astronaut, and he was telling me about the rings around Saturn, and that's Aquarius. When you get a real open conversation with an Aquarius, it's very interesting. We talk about interesting things and not just the humdrum what everybody else is talking about, because we're interested in things that not everybody else even knows are. They're not even aware. We're interested in things that people aren't even aware of, So that's Aquarius. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you're interested, please email me if you have a question for Ask an Aquarius. Email me if you want to get a reading done. And anything else you may want to know, or contact me, or be one of my patrons, or anything like that, it'll be underneath this video. Always look underneath the video, because a lot of times I have information under there that may interest you. So those are the reasons why people are intrigued and curious about Aquarius. So as an Aquarius, do you have any of these? And if you're not an Aquarius, have you ever met an Aquarius that you were intrigued or curious about for one of these reasons, or maybe even a different reason? All right, guys, see you later.